Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the stream. Welcome YouTube, and thanks so much for being here once again. Sorry we're like 4 minutes late. I had a few small issues with the streaming software. This stuff can just be a little bit annoying, I can tell you that. But I'm glad to see you're here. I think everything is roughly working. I can see the chat, so that's good, I suppose. And let me just quickly fix something here in OBS, and then we're basically all good to go as far as I'm concerned. So yeah guys, how are you doing? Welcome back to the stream. Thanks for being here. And I think we're not gonna make the intro too long because this is also going to be a VOD. So let's just dive into the game and see what we got over there. Not before I actually check my sound. So yeah, it sounds good to me. Otherwise I'm sure you'll let me know. So here we are at the game. Idea of tonight is to basically fine-tune whatever we have built for our Necrotic Lich. That is the main idea. And I think one last thing that I want to do just before we start is post our link in the Discord of Epoch. So that we might get some additional people over here. Which is Necrotic Lich Build Stream. There we go. Yeah, should work. All right. So this is the Lich, it's Mitch, and I think what we're going to try and do is look a bit more closely to our skills and to our talent points and everything like that, and just try and figure out basically what we want to be doing here. And yeah, that's the basic idea, I think. Because if I do look at my talents, which is what B, then I think we can do a lot better when it comes to basically damage output. So we have 20 points in Accline, 54 in a Lich, but I'm really tempted to just like respec the entire character. Still go for Necrotic, but just don't actually put any emphasis on, let's say, damage over time or that kind of thing. And I read a little bit more into damage as well in this game, and if the forums are any decent source of information, and I don't see why they wouldn't be, flat damage is actually very good. And I'm not totally sure like what we were doing in that sense, because yeah, we just built this up from the ground and we might not have really done all that much. Viking Grimer, thanks for being here, man. How have you been? Had a good week so far? It's Wednesday evening, so at least you're like halfway through, normally speaking. Hey. Because, for example, I have here the soul barrier for Lich. I'm not totally sure how useful that really is. Just to be perfectly honest. And I think we will have much better effect, for example, with the Dance with Death or something. Super busy, so tired today. How's you? Yeah, my day was actually quite good. I worked from home, so that's always nice, I feel. And I have that option to work from home, so that's always nice. and I didn't really have too many things that I need to be in the office for. So I did a lot of stuff, but then here at home, yeah, solid, yeah, right. So I kind of like that actually. Yeah, and I'm just trying to figure out. I think I'm just going to do like a full respec of the Lich build so far, and then I might even despecialize some of these to get them like perfect. I don't think I'm gonna be taking any other skills necessarily, because most of these aren't even necrotic. I mean, transplant is not going to be necrotic, I think, right? I saw a very interesting build, by the way, with transplant. Exhume, no. We're not summoning anything. Soul Feast isn't there yet. That's Friday, for which I'm super excited. I'm gonna be streaming as well on Friday. We're gonna make a Necromancer build, and it's gonna be super fun, I think. So I think just by looking into this, are we still behind our decision making, right? So 10 health lost, 10 critical chance. Harvest consumes all your remaining mana to gain ward equal to twice the mana consumed. Hey, Anna Brown. There we go. Chat wouldn't let me chat through Cell for some reason. Been a few days since I was able to catch a live stream. Yeah, welcome. Welcome, Anna. Nice to see you. 100% chance to bleed on hit. Yeah, so I don't think that any of this is gonna give me a significant increase. The shred necrotic protection has to be key, right? A little bit of healing. Maybe the increased area is good. We convert everything to necrotic, crit chance, and then just a ton of damage bonus to marked targets. Also been playing Mythgard. And how do you like it so far? Good to catch the screen. Have you been following the previews? Yeah. Not the preview streams just yet. But I have been following... I've been looking at the Scorpion tree, which was interesting. 10% move speed per allocated point if you critically hit with Harvest recently. Not bad, though sometime, but very on par with Magic and Hearthstone. Yeah. Yeah, and it's only like in early access, right? So I think that they can do a little better in that sense. Even if they want to. I think I'm fine with how this harvest has been going, let's say. But for example, the mark for death, it's not that great. I mean, enemies in the air, they are chilled. Like, that doesn't make any sense. I would rather have it the point over here, I think, in the increased area. And I don't need 175 poison protection either. So... And I don't need mana efficiency. Maybe armor. That I'm shredding armor instead. Is there anything else that's good? Do I want bone prisons? What is a bone prison exactly? It's considered a minion. It's made up of several small sections, each with 500 health. The bone prison will end after 10 seconds. Can I enter though? Elemental protection, mana efficiency. So here I think I'm just going to despecialize and turn this back into either lingering curse that just lasts much longer, because the whole chill doesn't really make any sense, and the poison protection also doesn't make any sense anymore. So let's just despecialize this. Get these two out of the way first. And then take it from there. I think go for the increased area of effect and probably the duration, because I don't really see too many other options here that are good. Mark for Destiny is kind of meh, yeah. Since protection penetration is not great until they get reworked. Yeah. I'm not sure if it matters too much if I give them like 90... No, not even. 75 less armor. That isn't like... That's not significant, right? But let's despecialize this one, the Mark for Death. We'll pick it up again, but... because this is going to be fixed in a single run. Alright, and then we have the Hungering Souls. I'm quite happy with the Hungering Souls, to be honest. But I don't think I want increased damage over time necessarily. It won't matter at all, literally. Okay. So they're aiming for 1 phase patch per month. I'm not sure. Are we talking about Mythgard, or are we talking about the last Epoch? I mean, the last Epoch has phases, right? So it's less than that, right? So they're gonna take longer per phase. They're gonna take a bit longer per phase than that, I'm pretty sure. Phase 1 has been going on for a few months over several patches. Yeah, exactly. I think here I'm also going to do a little despecialization with the Hungering Souls, to be honest. And then go for like a an isolation soul. And then just like make this thing do giant damage on hit. I might even just make it castable. Because the damage over time, I don't really mind damage over time. Okay, so it's gonna be a while for actually full game release. Yeah, they're aiming for April. Yeah, like Reimer says, April next year. So I think we're gonna go to base necrotic damage. And maybe we're not gonna make it. Yeah, I think we're still making it a passive. How many points are we talking about here? 6, 8. But it has reduced damage. Ah, but here it's got increased damage. 9, 12, 13, 15. Then I can do the 4 of these and maybe a little bit of base crit chance. Seems not too bad. Okay, let's try that. So despecialize. We'll pick the Hungering Souls again. So first we're gonna go for necrotic damage, and first this route I feel, and then go into like the big giant skull just to see how that's going. I think I'm pretty happy with this one. We're just we have like a bunch of spirits here, and we recently did this, so this is a good tree still. And are we still happy with the Reaper? You have reduced healing and 20% increased damage. Yeah, it's not too bad considering. We'll see if they make it though. People are very cautious and buy early access games due to the risk of not actually being released or updated after release. Yeah, and rightly so. I mean, if the past has let's say taught us anything in games, then yeah, it's definitely a calculated risk. But Steam literally tells you so whenever you have a early access game, right? I'm tempted to just go with some more flat damage over here. I mean, the 15 necrotic damage has to be good, right? Area of effect, probably. But maybe we don't need that much that much additional health gain, to be honest, because we're harvesting most of the time. I'm not sure I should be despecializing like 3 skills at the same time. Maybe we'll stick with 2 and then after one or 2 runs we'll despecialize Reaper 2. But having followed the development of this game since very early, they've been doing super well and delivering on their promises. Yeah. So far at least. Yeah, exactly. So far your health gain seems good as it is. Yeah. It does. But I think we can turn the Reaper into something that does a bit more damage. Let's see, 80% shock chance. I think we'll be going with that one. I'd rather have them shock chance than have them increase cooldown recovery speed. Okay, so let's start this. We already have 27 timelines running, so it's getting the rewards in this are relatively decent. But we'll just do like 1 or 2 runs to like actually level up everything. And that way be able to like re-specialize a little bit. More damage is always good, especially when you don't seem to be losing health at all. Yeah. So, I mean, I am losing health every now and then, but we're also still, you know, we're still pretty tanky, it seems. And especially just because we have basically a double health bar because of the Reaper guy. Because if I die in Reaper form, I go back to my normal form, see? With a bit of a ward as well. So all of that's pretty much good. There we go. I'm just gonna go straight toward that yellow arrow because I want to complete the mission first, so I keep the timeline intact, ideally. We do get shocked though, like, and I did almost die there. That was pretty close. Ow. Fire protection, increased health. That's a lot of shock, dude. Yeah, what can I do? What am I supposed to be doing otherwise? Give them that much cooldown reduction? I'm not too sure if that's a great idea. But it's okay. I mean, we'll figure it out. No, sadly not like money at the moment. Ow. Why are you so fast, bear? Is it because they're enraged or something? Is that another thing that is happening? Ow. Okay, let's go into this one. Okay. It was too much. I was a bit too ambitious with the respecializations, I think, but it's fine. So we're doing these, and here we're doing base necrotic damage, that one. We got more points? No. Hey, Christopher. Also, what do you think of Waltzam Lord Meme releasing 4 months? I read about it, and I also read the responses, and everybody says that there's no way that these things that is going to happen. So I'm really curious. Yeah, I'm just really curious to see what's going to happen. The shock was killing you since I shocked you 3 times per hit. Each enemy hit, that is so many shocks. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. I'm not too worried. We're in a transition phase, guys. I'm talking about it. Well, we're just gonna mess this one up as well, I feel. Because I'm just not entirely sure what we want to do here with this Reaper. Spell damage. What if these things are spells? That's a spell, that's a spell. But the Hungering Souls mainly. Those are the main spells, but Harvest is not a spell. So I'm not sure how good spell damage is in my current build. Yeah, that thing can deliver on another big promise like that, yeah. It probably will be, but require a lot of patch ups after release. Yeah, but then they might as well not release, right? I mean, we've seen that also, I feel, time and time again. If you release a game that is just really so buggy and broken, you run the risk of just completely ruining the entire game and not really doing anything anymore about it. Simply because you'll get negative reviews, and I don't think that these guys are the studio that's gonna like turn a game like that around. Last I checked, it was still not ready or happy how the trees worked, and yeah, but Blizzard is a bit of a different story, right? I mean, these Wilson guys aren't Blizzard. Blizzard has infinite amounts of money, basically. Yeah, so money is probably that's probably a main driver to go live. I'm expecting that to be maybe the main driver to at some point say, well, you know, we'll probably have to put this thing on actual sale and get it out of early access. I think it's also been there for like what, many years, right? I'm not actually playing the game, so I'm not totally sure about it, but when you enter Reperform, you resummon up to 1 skeleton. Oh, so this is chill, this is poison, all this stuff we don't have to look at, right? 10% crit. And the instant killing, I don't feel that is super useful, although... Yeah, because we're not killing enemies with Reap. Not that many, at least. I mean, we have armor, we got armor and protection. Which is good, but... Yeah. It was 10 years? Oh, I thought 5, but 10 is crazy long. I think we're gonna turn this Reaper around and not go the protective route anymore, but just go the full damage route. Starting off with plus necrotic damage, and then probably the area of effect, but then not take it any further and then go like this route. So this is 5.9 points. We'll probably go all the way over here, so 13. I'm not totally sure about the ward. Yeah, these 3 are good too, right? 13, 16. And the swiftness. Yeah, and then I think a bit of swiftness and a bit of rapid destruction seems fun. Well, my co-workers said when I asked them about it. Wow. Yeah, but that could be true. But I also heard like they changed the game around many times. It started out, I think, as like an open world game, and then they twisted it around to like a more, now it's more of a corridor kind of styled game. Yeah, let's just despecialize this as well. Are you sure? Yeah, sure. You know. So first the necrotic part. Let's just run a few more of these and get this back up, basically. But Wolves and Lords of Mayhem has been in development since 2015. Yeah. Yeah, they have adjusted it so many times by now. So I'm not actually losing a whole lot of damage on the harvest thing. Like, the harvest is still fine. Oh yeah, there it is again. So let's just try and complete this level, see if we can. Because, I mean, I'm relatively severely hampered by the changes I've made so far. But this is going to be like a little bit of a tough phase that we'll just have to get through one way or another. But then we should have enough points to get back into an actual decent specialization, and then we see how it does. Because my main purpose here is to have this harvest do a lot more damage, basically. That is the main goal. Those bears attack so fast. Yeah, and this is without any modifiers, eh? Well, you know, a few modifiers, but not that many modifiers. Because this is the first timeline again. What are you gonna play on Friday? The Necromancer. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm gonna be... I have a stream planned. You should be able to see it, I'm pretty sure. And I think you can set like some sort of a reminder for it as well. I'm not totally sure, but I think you can. And yeah, we're gonna play this game. I'm gonna play this game, the Necromancer, and we're gonna be trying out the new skill trees for the both summon skeleton skill trees. Seems fun. I'm looking forward to it at least. Dope. I mean, I'm gonna be playing myself. Yeah. Yeah, so there's two things that I'm mainly interested in the new patch, in terms of skills, that is, because I'm also interested in the new storyline. Really, I think it's cool that they added another chapter. So we're gonna be doing that as well. And I get some friends I might talk to while playing. Yeah. No, I get that. Been trying to Pally grin down and just can't myself to playing. Void damage, crit. Okay, we're going to finish the map. Not buff icons. Yeah, so the buff icons, yeah, maybe. I'm curious to see how it's going to work, to be honest. I mean, I saw the post about it, but I'm not totally sure about the buff icons. I mean, I haven't really missed it that much so far. But then, you know, maybe for certain classes it's like super useful, but at least for this build I don't really feel like it is like vital to have it. But yeah, could be me, because I'm not like super experienced with this either. That's like such a big deal. Yeah, so I'm sure it's a big deal for some classes, but like I'm more in the stage where I'm still trying to figure out some of the base concepts of the game, right? So I view this a little differently, I think. I mean, don't get me wrong, I think it's a huge quality of life change, but I'm personally not like super excited for it. I'm like, yeah, it's nice, you know. It's nice that they have it. I'm excited for the minions, for the Summon Scorpion, which I had a look at today. Why does this guy like has so much health? But fine. And so that's, yeah, that should be good. And what else am I excited for? The what's that attack called? That druid attack. Tempest Strike, I think it's called. That seems cool. So I'm gonna be making a necromancer. I'm gonna be keeping like my zookeeper and just like re-specialize into a scorpion. And I think I'll put a spriggan in the mix over there. And just try and go for like a poison build, just to see if you can make that work. I think it should be able to work out. So it's gonna be crazy. I'm crazy about it. I'm like having a lot of info. I like having a lot of info available. Yeah. Yeah, there's gonna be 5 classes. The rogue is the last one. But the classes here are really, they can be divided into subclasses. So if I go with my, these are my class, my main class is the Acolyte. But then after spending 20 skill points in this tree, you can choose whether you want to be a Necromancer, a Lich, or a Warlock. A Warlock hasn't been unlocked yet. There's no skill trees for them either. So I chose to be a Lich, but from Friday, like we're gonna do Necromancy and then just summon a whole undead army, basically. Rogue skeleton, yeah. So even though I finished the level, I'm gonna keep playing because I want my skills to level up, basically. So that we're not as bad anymore. And then I think I'll also just respec my passives. And get some of the nodes out of the way that I really don't need. And those are mainly damage over time nodes. Oh, hello.
That was too much.
Really? Oh, I've been picking up ginormous two-handers apparently.
Too much.
Okay, fine. Yeah, what's the news on Warlock? No news on Warlock. Yeah, Rogue Skeleton. So they reworked the Rogue. Sorry, not the Rogue. They reworked the minions, the Skeleton tree, and into basically 2 trees. Currently it's a single tree, but now it's going to be 2 trees. One for Skeleton Mage and one for Skeleton, I think just regular Skeleton. And in the regular skeleton, there is a skeleton rogue as well that you can spec into.
Feel my wrath.
So that's gonna be pretty cool. But I think I'll just take both and see if we can find some synergies in the trees. But otherwise the synergy is just gonna be from the fact that I have minions. And that everything I will be doing will be minions. And then you just put everything on like minion damage. Minion damage, minion health, minion dodge. I've done that before on a Necromancer build. That worked pretty well. Hey Ursulu, how are you doing, man? Good to see you. Still got place for a wand, apparently. You gotta take both and have a lot of skellies. Yeah, we're gonna take both. Like, it's gonna be fun. And I think what we're going to do is stream it, you know, and then probably divide it just like this one into 3-ish, maybe 3-4 streams or something. And then after I completed it, and we streamed and we got your advice on it basically. We just been messing around with the build, right? And after that point, I'm just going to make a much more condensed YouTube video about the build. I think that is what I'm going to be doing. That sounds like fun. So instead of 5v5 League of Legends with Solace, nice. Okay, so let's look at these trees right here. They're already very well on their way. So we do the increased damage. We don't do the poison protection, so we do the area of effect, right? Because that's good for sure. And then I think the other ones are going to be the duration, because I don't need the efficiency. And like you mentioned, this tree probably doesn't matter that much anyway, so fine. And here we're gonna go, I think, just completely into the passive version of this, and then go into the big one, just to see how that works, right? Seems like fun. So the big hungering soul, and then mostly just damage on hit, right? Mostly just damage on hit. Yeah. And then we have this guy. Right, so what did we say? I think we said this route, right? So increase damage. We're just gonna go the full damage route here. I haven't played League of Legends forever. Yeah, I've also, like, it's been a while since I played as well. Like a good while. But it would be fun, Uber. Like, what do you play, Uber Shaloof? Like, which role? I think like this. We are going to at least 3 points in this, right? Are we going here? Possibly. Because we're not gonna go into the ward thing. No. No, we want to go here. And I don't need the health. Oh yeah, and the necrotic damage, of course, because that's the whole point. And these two as well, I think. Yeah, so and then that checks out basically. So the rogue is going to Shadow Clone. Yeah, I don't know. Are the individual abilities of the skeleton rogue already known? I'm not sure. Okay, let's go for another round, because I should be doing a lot more damage already with these things. Yeah, no one knows. Okay, yeah. I actually you're support main. But I'm also a support main, so that's not gonna work. I actually am support main, but I didn't really play for like a year or so. Now I started to get back to it and play Mordekaiser and Pantheon jungle. Oh, now you're jungling. Okay. Because we could play together as well. I think that would be awesome. But then I'm play only support. Support Thresh, Janna. Basically. Yeah, should be fun, right? Oh, the actual rogue class, right. No, yeah, so there's going to be an actual rogue class too, but that's not gonna be up for a long time. That still has to be implemented. We can make more trash bot lane. Yeah, we could. Oh, here, there's my giant skull. It does 4? Okay, yeah. Not sure if the giant skull is worth it. Maybe the tiny skulls were better. Nah. It does still do 1000 damage. On an enemy that is not marked for death, I think. That's not too bad. Oh, the Skelly throws shows shurikens by default. You can make them cast acid flasks. Okay. That sounds really cool. Yeah, we're gonna check all of that out on Friday. Like, I can't wait, really. It's gonna be super fun. Shall we go into the Reaper and just see how this works now? Oh, hello. Oh, I didn't sell? Oh, come on, man. No, that wasn't all that smart. Oh, they can also teleport to enemies. Badass. Ah, nice. Yeah. So it's already starting to work out, it seems, a little bit. True, with the crits and everything. And it's going to be better because we're not full skill tree build just yet.
It eludes me.
And we still have like a ton of health gain, basically, just because we got that in our passive skill trees. So now it's going down fast, yeah. That's okay. Ursine Witches. Million health spell damage, okay. League of Legends, haven't played it in like 2 years. Big crits now. Yeah, it's going much better, right? So the idea checks out, it seems. Seems to be working pretty well. And we're not there yet. But especially the crits on this guy are pretty significant. And on low health, he does even more damage, because that's also another note that we just took. I do like the increased range of the marked for death, to be honest. Oh, it's not here. Wait. Because now you just curse, really, you curse everybody. It doesn't matter anymore. Oh, and another level? We're still leveling up so fast, it seems. Like, it seems like it almost like never ends. What did you change? We re-specialized most of the trees. 3 trees so far. So we went for the Hungering Souls, but then the passive version. Which reminds me, by the way, I also still have these guys. Okay. Yeah, I should use those every now and then. Yeah, we changed the harvest, we changed the Taste of Blood. I already have it. It's worth a lot of money though. Let's not do that one. Let's get that out of the way. There we go. Yeah, I'll show you in a bit. So, anything else that we want? A ring? Yeah, I'll just teleport back home. I should sell all this stuff. Yeah, so we changed the Hungering Souls. That is now still a passive ability, but it's going to go into a huge single target Hungering Soul. Which seems fun. The Marked for Death has a bigger area, which is just useful. It's not really all that good apart from that, I think, but should be okay. And I think I'll just go for the duration, just on bosses, so that it doesn't run out. Seems nice. I don't care about elemental protection because I'm not doing elemental damage. And then this goes towards, yeah, here we have made the most changes. So we went into the left side instead of like into the more protection side. So we're not that tanky anymore, but we do a lot of damage. I think I want the increased range here, and then the rest of the points will spread towards a bit of speed. But mainly the attack speed here just seems good. So we'll do this. I don't think I need the Leech, really. And we could go with the crit multiplier, which is then doubled for Reap, but I'm not using Reap much. But I think I would rather have 10% attack speed, because we're critting a ton anyway. And every attack I'm regenerating health, so this should be much better in the long run, I feel. So it's going to be 2 probably? Yeah. Yeah, because I think I want this. The increased area of effect has to be good, right? Although, yeah. It's arguable, I suppose, but fine. So 1 or 2 more runs and we should be fine. I am also considering, though, to respec my passive skill points. Let's see, anything good here? Not really. Health and armor. 21 health and 114 armor. Attunement, tier 4. Melee, crit. Like most of these I have. Crit strike, necrotic damage, dead else shard. Oh yeah, and we're buying this stuff, of course. There we go. Melee damage leeches health, I'll shard that too. Crit strike, no. Melee fire, crit, no. Health and the glancing blow thingy. Necrotic damage, we'll take it. Movement speed, I don't have too many of those either. Here's the health again. Armor and protections. Let's just see how many of those we have. This can go. That can go. Elemental protection per equipped item with this affix. Huh. Maybe. You're gonna be needing a lot of those to be actually efficient, though. I don't think I'm gonna bother on a single character, to be honest. Necrotic protection and leech light damage. Okay. So let's have a look. How many of these do we actually want? Chance to blind on hit? No, I don't think so. I got 26 necrotic damage, so that's not necessary. Let's take the glancing blow and health. That's really not bad. And the melee damage leads to health. Also not necessary. Armor and protection still good. There we go. The health thingy and the health regen, I see. Nice. And movement speed. Yeah, I don't have a lot of movement speed. Okay, the rest we're selling over here. There we go. Okay. Then let's get out of here and back into the end of times. And I think where is it? I think it's here to the left. I think we're just gonna spend a lot of money on re-specializing here. The Chronomancer Larine. Yeah. I mean, it's gonna cost me a bit of money, but it is sort of okay. I mean, I have so much cash, right? 645,000. At some point, like, there's gonna be a reset and everything anyway, so should be fine. So let's respecialize just 20 of them. Do 20 again for 50. It's only 15,000 to be honest, and then 25,000, and then 5. You know, this should be okay. So we're gonna, where is it? We're gonna rebuild this guy from the ground up, right? I do hope my respecialization is not gone. No, it's not gone. Okay. So we get 75 unspent points. Let's have a look. So I think we're gonna go for damage, right? Instead of intelligence. Although intelligence does skill with everything that I have. But otherwise it is a lot of it. Like, it's 50% increased damage. It has to be good. Because a point of intelligence is usually 4% increased damage. Like here, harvest, for example. Okay, now I gain 1 melee necrotic damage per point of intelligence. And 4% damage per point of dexterity. We'll see. Intelligence is probably still good. So I want to go for like direct damage, intelligence, some protective stats probably. 5 of these. So the Hungering Souls was Q. Then Vitality and Health, no. When a nearby enemy ally or minion dies, you have 10% chance to gain Ward. Yeah, we can keep this. We can use this Mania of Mortality, together with our Wandering Spirits, which are minions. What? The intelligence is much better than the percentage? Is that what you're saying? Because they're already giving me a bunch of ward, and if you also go with the Mania of Mortality, you get, I think, a lot more ward. I mean what you get on Harvest. Yeah, okay, so you're saying intelligence is much better on Harvest than the percentages? The 1 necro damage? Yeah. No one saw that then. So I'm tempted, because I don't need this, right? So I'm tempted to get at least part of the Mania of Mortality for like a bunch of ward. Although I'm not too sure how much ward I'm going to be needing, to be honest. So maybe go with the intelligence, max that out. And here I have some ward retention, which might not be bad. Poison protection, or here health regen. Yeah, but the health regen I want, right? Oh, I'm not getting wards from the spirits when they expire? Oh. Okay, well that makes that easy then. So your minions have 4% attack. Yeah. Applies to you if you have summoned a minion. Does it count as summoning a minion, Wandering Spirits? It should, right? The rituals, yeah, okay. For attack speed. Okay, yeah, so we can do that, right? at least 2 points. Because then we have the new tree. If you drop below, you summon a Revenant. But that's not what we need. That's not what we need at all. So we could max these out. And then spend the remaining points on the Blood Aura, I suppose. We could go a bit more defensive. But I want to see just how much damage I can do. We can always respec later. And from Friday the respec's not going to be that expensive anymore, so that's good. Let's pick that. And then I'm pretty sure we're going to want the Crimson Gluttony here. Just some regen. Because the other ones aren't that good. I mean, this is nice for protection, but I don't need chance to poison enemies around them. That's all fine. So the Crimson Gluttony seems like a good choice here. Especially because we'll be in the Reaper form, right? Okay. So then unlock mastery, and then we go to Lich. Let's see. 5% health. Right. So this is the Lich that's mandatory, and we might also want to go to the Crippling Insight, to be honest. Well, let's see how far we get, and then also what happens, because yeah, we'll have to see. Let's see. So when you kill an enemy, 5% chance to summon. No, we don't want to summon things. 7% to inflict bleeding. No. The increased necrotic damage has to be good, right? And this is the ward. I tried this. It doesn't really work all that well, I feel. So the necrotic damage has to be good. So let's take those 5. And then what else? Damage over time. Yeah, so I had this. We don't need it. Life barrier we don't have either. So I have 5 points left. So we're gonna fill up the spell damage leech. Although this is a melee attack, I just realized. But we have we have this guy, the hungering souls, which is a spell. And this is also a spell, I think. No, it's not a spell. Maybe this is not as good as I think it is. But we'll see. Yeah, and then I think I'll go for this intelligence thing. I mean, it reduces health regeneration even more, but yeah. Then what do we have? Grants me more health regen and 1 vitality. Poison damage, I don't need that. Me instantly killing enemies, that also I don't need, and this also I don't need. So we can go and do that. Water tension, no. Probably that one. Oh, or increase spell damage and intelligence. Even more intelligence. So let's max that out. 40% increased damage. But 1% of current health is drained per second. I'm not sure about that one. Maybe the intelligence spell damage is better. Probably just flat intelligence, right? Okay. Necrotic penetration. Is that good? Affects the drained percentage of your current health. Then reduced, right? Was AFK if you get back to work? Yay, lol. Crit chance. Oh yeah, no, it has to be this one, right? Crit chance and attack speed and cast speed. Crit. Yeah. Then the reperform. Let's get that back in. And then I don't think I'm gonna be bothered by the ward. Yeah, and the necrotic, right? Yeah, this has to be good too. With spell and melee attacks. That's good. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Probably just up to 10. Damage over time, and then the crit multiplier. Just like that. What do we have over here? Spell damage? No. More attack speed and more leech. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then... yeah, then you have this crazy thing. 2 intelligence, but you lose 1% of your current health. And... or the soul maw. Which is just more leech, which I think I need. Okay, what are we gonna max out for now? I think the attack speed ones... Are there any open ones that are just still pretty decent? This is just flat intelligence. Oh, the crit? Yeah, so that one. 2 unspent points. Yeah, we can go like really wonky and go with mind over body. More int. Just checking if there's anything that we haven't maxed out just yet. That we should max out first, but I don't really see anything. So we could go with the mind over body. I'm not dying just yet. Alright, so what does it look like? We got 40 intelligence. Okay, let's play another level. And see how we do. 100% increased health. Or 30% increased health. Yeah, let's just do 30% increased health. You also have nodes that you juice at life drain. Yeah. Yeah, but I think we're... Let's see how fast our keeper... Like, how was it called? Our reperform now expires. So let's go in it. Okay. Come here. So it doesn't expire. Yeah, okay, now it starts. So we've crit for basically 3,000 now, almost. To some extent. Seems pretty good. You have a lot of leech now. Yeah, we have a lot of leech, but you also have a lot of damage. Well, those go hand in hand, but I mean, just by doing this, we increased our crits by like 1,000-ish. I'm not gonna go into the right direction, I feel here, but that's fine. And the Mark of Decay works pretty well as well. Now we're out of it. And when we're not in reperform, we're now a little weaker, it seems. Yeah, but not like an awful lot weaker. And we still have a bunch of protection running around. That awesome build seems to be legit and working really well. Yeah, it seems to be working pretty well. Yeah, and we can still optimize in terms of gear. Especially, we have like three pieces basically of gear that we should try and craft. And just get a little bit better. Sadly, Miss Swift, look... yeah, so see you all next time. I catch a live stream. Yeah, thanks so much for joining. Great to see you here, and good luck at work. Yeah, 3700 crit. Take care, thank you. Yeah, thank you too. Oh, these are chests? I never knew that. Attack speed buff on spirits. Yeah, I should really start using those things. Like, I just simply forget every now and then. Well, always. Oh, hell. That is significant. Oh, and their damage is significant too. Oh, that is a lot more damage even. Because also these spirits, because they, I think they scale with intelligence as well. Like, they do a lot of damage too, these guys. And they give me ward. I mean, I have 130 ward currently. The ward doesn't stop my health from draining though. That's the only downside. That's insane. YouTube, why do you do this to me? Yeah, I crit more often as well. I don't think that was in the that wasn't in the passives, but it was in the skill tree as well. But I think it also looks like you crit more just because you attack more often. Nah, I don't think the spirits do a lot of damage at the moment, since you don't have minions. I think I saw a spirit run into one of these guys for like 1000 health, for like 1000 damage. Which, you know, is still significant, I would say. Yeah, I'm not sure. Prism wraps? I think I had those. The only drawback of the spirits is that the game really doesn't handle it all that well. Like, I'm getting audio bugs and stuff. Holy hell. Just because there's like so much going on. But the 3000 crits are certainly nice. We might be able to do a little bit better if we go for the crit modifiers, because we're critting so often, right? Like, it might be worth it to go for the crit modifiers, really. 130 damage from the ghost. Yeah, I just saw it too. It's basically negligible. They're only there for the wars. Yeah, I misread that. But it should be a good skill on Friday, when we have like minion damage. The only thing that I'm not sold about, out of all the new changes, is the new skull, the Hungering Souls. I'm not sold on the single hungering soul, to be honest. I think I actually liked the additional souls a lot more. It just doesn't also seem like a ton of damage. I think it has its use for certain builds. Yeah, but I think it, yeah, for bosses. But then you need it like to be castable, right? So then I'm going the wrong way with this. Then I don't want this to be a passive thing. So I think you should choose between like the isolation node and making it an active skill, and then just make sure you have enough mana for everything like that. Because that's also why you probably want to have like return it mana, and here like, you know, more mana drain. Whereas it seems to me that maybe I mean, it's just more choices. Yeah, I'm just not sold on all of this. It's not gonna work for all builds. No, I do get that, but I think I made a mistake in that sense. Oh well, we experimented a little bit, but I'm not sold on the single skeleton thingy. And I kind of like the additional souls, if only for the looks. But it gave me a lot more health regen as well, I feel. And I think we're just gonna go like all out. Oh yeah, for you shouldn't have taken it. Yeah, I shouldn't have taken it, yeah. Well, we tried. It's fine. I'll despecialize this one and then just take it back. We're still, I still like the passive route. Because there's plenty of stuff I need to do. I don't want to... Yeah, testing is good, right? And it cost me like, what, three runs, sort of. So that's totally fine. Okay. Let's see. Melee fire. Void, cold, health and kill, poison. No. Me and health, maybe. Crit strike chance. Maybe. No. Fatality, armor, health, and fire protection. These are just pretty decent gloves. Tier 4 Vitality. Cold. Physical, minion. I already have that prism thing. Strength, health, the glancing thing again, and movement speed. Okay, yeah, that's good too. Alright. Yeah. Oh, I don't need this anymore. Me and health. Freeze chance and cold protection. Sure. And then this. It's just pretty, it's a pretty decent gloves, right? I mean, he's not stellar or anything. Well, he's not good for me. And testing is good, it's bait after all. Yeah. No, I like testing, but especially if the drawback is not like severe. If you do this in Path of Exile, you have to grind that like special type of currency. I think it was like the Orb of Regret or something. Like you really, like those are valuable items just because of that. So I kind of like it over here. By the way, what are the keys? Yeah, these are for the arena. For the arena, to enter the arena. I think you saw the arena, right? So I wanna... I want to craft something, right? And either the belt, the armor, or I think, yeah, the book, the relic. The belt, the armor, or the relic. That is basically it. Holy hell, look at this ring. 35% increased minion damage and health. That's insane. Yeah, Saudi Arabia, yeah. To be honest, didn't play much more last Epoch. I gave up on the Void Knight and started to do a Shaman. But didn't really go far into it. I mean, you could try the... you could try some of the minion-based classes. They're really fun and like also really hard to screw up. It was my first character, a Necromancer. It's got deleted since. I think there was a server wipe or something. At least the character is gone. But that's fine. But I found that to be a pretty decent starter class to also get a little bit better knowledge of the game, I suppose. I want to do the work. I don't like having a lot of pets to do the work for me. I want to do the work. Yeah, okay, that's fair. That's fair. I'm lazy, so I kind of like it. I mean, Shaman or Druid are good for that. To do the work yourself, you mean? Yeah. Yeah, I started a Druid the other day as well and tried to get into like a sort of a melee lightning kind of build, but not too sure of that yet. Yeah, you can do it for just the buffs, yeah. Just run a single companion and then retrieve a lot of buffs because of it. Okay, let's get into the Lich here. Okay, that was a tome. Let's see if we can get something nice here. I think we should try and look for something that's a bit more specific, like a blue item that is going to work a little bit better for my build. You do so much damage, it's wonderful. Yeah, it's kind of nice. But we can do better than this, I feel. I think if we do some crafting, we can definitely do some more damage. And yeah, and then I think we're done, right? In that sense. Like, sure, we can do a ton of arena or something. I might try, to be honest. Oh, here, something like this, right? So, it's not exactly good. 30% chance to chill attackers. The flat health is not too bad, though. Like, I don't want to chill attackers, I think. Better sword? Yeah, so, I mean, the sword could be good too. But, no, what I want a better belt. Because it's still got damage over time on it. And I want... this is just a decent ring, I suppose. The boots aren't too bad. But the armor is really bad. It's got fatality and the rest is just... I mean, yeah, it's a nice amount of protection, but that's about it. So... That's pretty... The axe is pretty good, I feel. It's got melee fire damage, which gets converted into necrotic. 58% necrotic. I put elemental protection on it and some flat void protection. I think it also already came with the void protection. But that's not bad. I mean, it could be better, but I like the axe. I don't like the relic. I really don't like the armor and that, but the rest is pretty decent. Like the amulet is pretty good too. Yeah, it's pretty good, right? I mean, you might min-max for this. But I don't think I necessarily want to like min-max for an entire character knowing there are going to be wipes, you know. And I think part of the fun is like reaching a stage like this, basically. Right, where we see like, okay, now we're actually starting to do a shitload of damage. That's fun, if you ask me. And afterwards I'm like, okay, yeah, it's also sort of done, right? We're sort of done with the character. I like the experimentation a little bit with the skills and the different specializations. I think that's cool. But then after, you know, playing the character for what? It's gonna be like close to 15 hours, I think. Nah. Yeah. And around that time. Then it's also fine at some point. And Friday we're starting a new one anyway. I also decided to play it solo. So not use all the items that I gathered over here. But just play it from scratch basically. And yeah, play it from scratch. Enjoy the campaign a little bit. Probably read some of the actual quests and like storylines and things like that. I want to do a fresh start. Yeah. So I also want to do a fresh start. I think it's going to be nice. So we'll have that. And then we're going to also do like a little bit more of exploration of the levels. Just to make sure that we don't also like miss anything. In terms of skill points and things like that. Because I know that every now and then, I'm pretty sure that I've missed maybe a quest, like a side quest. And all of these side quests, they give you additional points. And they might have even like put in a few more side quests or something. I'm not sure about it, but I'm not sure how they go about that, but maybe, you know. Okay, I think we're pretty much done here. Unless there's something over here. No, not really, right? Yeah, that was pretty much it. More chapter probably mean more side quests too. Yeah, more side quests in chapter 6. Yeah, true. Yeah, so I think overall your builds are going to be better as well, just because of that simple fact. Okay, let's look at these. It's gonna be so cool. Yeah, it's gonna be so cool. Okay, we're gonna go for Necrotic, for this, for that, for those three, for these two. And then just make sure we summon a shitload of those skeletons. Probably go with the Necrotic Pack, to be honest. 30% more damage for 2 fewer souls. Seems like a good deal. Yeah, just duration. And this guy... Right. That one... Here. More increased attack speed even. Hey, Captain Gangplank again. Thanks for joining, man. What is your favorite game, by the way? I mean, that's a tough question because I'm 34 and I have played so many video games, right? But, I mean, one of my favorite games for sure is World of Warcraft. We have Classic again, I played it a little bit. But I played Vanilla too, and that was just such a great experience, basically. I really loved that game. I really enjoy Skyrim and most of the Elder Scrolls games, to be honest. Morrowind, Oblivion, Skyrim. I played a ton of those. Those are games I really enjoy. And I think a bit more of an old school game, but also definitely one of my favorite games, Final Fantasy VII. I love that game. And 8, by the way, as well. Final Fantasy 8, also so good. 1997, though. It feels like a long time ago now. Vanilla was for sure the best of MMO, yeah. Captain Gameplay is your old account. I mean, it's at least as old as League of Legends, I suppose. Yeah, those are some of my favorite games. And then I have like a bunch of indie games that I can really appreciate. But I wouldn't say that they're my favorite games. Okay, let's see. I think we'll shard that one. How good is this? It's pretty bad. Critical strike multiplier. Yeah, let's try and shard that as well. 1, 2, 3. How's the relics? Also critical strike multiply, but then increased physical damage. That's such a shame. How about this? Poison damage and void. And this? Physical damage and fatality. And this? Health and fire protection. 220 armor though. So I can put 2 things over there. What is the tier of this? Tier 2 and tier 1. Not great. But like not the worst either. I'd rather have this be lightning protection though, if I'm perfectly honest. I think I'll wait a little bit. I'm not in a hurry. And any belt that's good? More fire protection. I don't want fire protection, guys. I have so much fire protection already. Void damage, melee. Most of these things I don't use. What are your favorite games, guys? And then maybe, if you answer that, well, maybe a little bit more specific. What's your favorite action RPG? Main health, intelligence, armor, stun avoidance. No. Okay. Let's go for another round here. Increase the cooldown recovery speed. Yeah, sure. Diablo 2 for sure. Haha. Hey, Solus. Ah, Captain Gangplank is Solus. I never knew. I think. Maybe I should have known, but oh, you guys are really Dark Souls players, huh? That is interesting because I have actually never really played that game. Ah, the souls are coming back as well. Nice. That is good to see, man. Increased necrotic damage. Nice. Dark Souls is painful. Yeah. That's what I heard as well. Okay, this is the boss, so let's just do this. Well, that was that. Pretty solid. You voted Dark Souls stream? You guys can vote for a Dark Souls stream. I mean, I'm very flexible. That's completely fine. Let me just read your answers in just a little bit. While we're done here. Armor, increase movement speed. Chance to ignite on a hit. Alright, Diablo 2 for Christopher. Right. Solus, Classic WoW, Dark Souls 1 and 3, League. Favorite action RPG, Path of Exile. And Urshaluva's Dark Souls 3. You did. I commented. Yeah, I commented one of yours, told you. Yeah, probably. You're not the only one who comments on their videos though, so it's sometimes a little bit hard to keep track of everything. Dude, please play it on stream. Dark Souls is painful. Oh, you still have the keys. Yeah, we can do that. There's nothing more entertaining than watching someone play Dark Souls for the first time. But then, should we start with Dark Souls 1? It seems like that it's like such a long time ago that... And I'm not gonna be promising that I'll finishing the game, I mean, just saying. Another effigy of Oblivion? Did I just kill that? Go into 3. But start with 1 and then go into 3 and just skip 2? Is that what you're saying? Oh, then start with 3. Two, you don't even have to play that too. What's so wrong with 2?
Feel my wrath.
Yeah, Dark Souls 1 is great. Remastered version is very playable. Ah, yeah, they remastered the whole thing. That's true, actually.
It eludes me.
Dark Souls 1 is... yeah, well, basically, Miyazaki was not really working on 2. Ah, okay. So the original... Whoa! That was so much damage. So the original creator skipped the beat, I suppose. Guide shield, Raymond? No. PvP in Dark Souls 2 is great too, lots of fun weapons. But I'm also not too much of a PvP guy, to be honest. Like, I really enjoy PvE content, co-op, PvE content a lot more, to be honest. Normally speaking. Co-op is the best. Yeah, I think co-op, I just really enjoy co-op, usually speaking. Oh, here's another arena key. Nice. Alright, let's see. Anything good here? Not really. We can bring you high-level weapons, yeah. Yeah, it is just such a different game than, let's say, what I would be used to. Okay, we're gonna call forth the 2 additional souls. There we go. And then I think, because I don't care about the damage over time node. So I think we're gonna take one of these 2 over there. And maybe Life Hunt? To top it off? Or this to like instantly kill him, but... Yeah, because I don't want to poison. I don't think I want to reduce the angle of the cone that much either. Yeah, alright. AFK, see you later perhaps. Alright man, thanks for joining by. See you around, buddy. I think you can trick the system. Just get a Blade Knight Halberd in 1. Yeah. Basically, it gives you free playthrough. That's hard. Yeah, I actually did watch quite a few Dark Souls speedruns because I just enjoy watching people that are very good at video games. And then the Asmongold reaction to the actual video after he played Dark Souls. Some of the better YouTube content out there for sure. That was super fun. And then I also see this speedrunner basically drop down in some valley relatively close to the start. And he picked up that halberd. See, we're getting there, guys. With the souls. The souls are back in town. This build is so fun. Look at this. Asmongold is one of the few people that can actually make good reactions and add something to the video. True. True. He's also like extremely sharp. Right? He is like super witty. And he has tons of great comments as well. Like I'm pretty sure I would be horrible, right? I would just be watching basically, and then trying to think of something funny to say, but that's obviously not how it's going to work. And it seems like sometimes that he like thought of these reactions up front, but there's no way, right? And then he goes into this sort of like monologue and basically destroys everything. I'm really enjoying that. He kind of speaks out what most people are thinking in a very clever way. Yeah, that's a good description of what is happening. I agree. Holy hell, I just crit a bird for 13k. This is... I'm pretty happy with how this build is turning out. Like, it does so much damage. And then we have all those skulls. And we still need to do some crafting to actually make this stuff better. That's the crazy part. Come here. Bam. Yeah, but it's also a stream like Asmongold's stream. I can watch that like forever basically. It never gets boring. Have you guys recently been following this like a little bit? Like just a little bit? Oh. Mainly with the different guilds that he's created. I'm happy for Asmon that he grew that much. I knew his YouTube channel since he had like 20k subs. Yeah. It's a talent to be witty. Maybe I should have picked that one in the gene pool skill tree, but I chose awkward instead. I think many people with you, to be honest. It's just not that easy, man. Yeah, he's witty for sure, and I think it definitely helps also that he is, let's say, a native English speaker. I mean, there is no, even if I was that witty, let's say, there's no way that I can, let's say, be that witty that fast in what the hell are you doing? Fine, in English, right? Because it's just like, I just have to think about the sentences sometimes. And he, like, at least it's his native language. That saves a lot of troubles already. That's like a huge plus. It's a, yeah. I mean, not to take away anything from like how smart this guy actually is, because he's obviously very smart. But that definitely helps, because he never has to think about language, right? And I mean, I know my English is pretty decent. That's not what I mean. It's more like, still every now and then I just have to think about it, or I don't really know the words, or, you know, I'm processing too many things. I'm trying to play a video game, I'm trying to stream, I'm trying to read chat, and I need to talk English as well, instead of just Dutch. I sometimes have my moments, but not in rapid fire mode. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, and then I think there's so much loot here. And then I think the impressive thing, what I think about it is that he is also still, like, he's usually also making a point, right? And I think that's really impressive. But it's also that streaming helps so much with English for you. I've always been kind of fluid. Streaming just pushes it to a new level. Maybe. I'm not, I mean, I think that would be much more the case if I was actually talking to people. So, like, don't get me wrong, I'm talking to you, eh? But I mean, voice talking. And then with someone who is a native English speaker, like, my English improved the most, like, by far, while I was raiding in a World of Warcraft guild. And I was in a pretty hardcore raiding guild. We raided like 4 evenings a week, and we were pretty decent too. One of the better guilds on the server, and we had a few raid leaders who were native English speakers, British, and just by and I was one of the officers in the guild. And just by talking to them a lot and figuring out strategies and those kind of things and organizing raids and all those kind of things, and just like hanging out in, back then I think it was TeamSpeak, I learned English at an extremely rapid pace. It went so fast. And this was after like middle school, right? So I was like 19 or something when I played that game. So like World of Warcraft taught me better English than English. I play a lot of British people I met a few years ago, mainly League, so most things we exchange were insults. Yeah. Are we done here? Oh, here's one. I think. Sometimes these altars are bugged, by the way. I'm not totally sure why that's the case, but there's not always enemies spawning from these things. How about this? It's still bad. Deflecting sash. Huh. I'm looking for something that's good, like this is good. This we can craft if we don't mess it up. Okay, yeah, I like it. That one. And it's got strength. 3 strength. How about this one? Healing effectiveness? Yeah, but that's what I mostly feel. And if we were, let's say, playing co-op and then speaking English using Discord or something with a native speaker, that would probably increase my English quite a bit. But when I'm my job during the day, I'm an IT architect, and I work at a pretty big company in the Netherlands, and we have a very international, let's say, employee register. So there are people literally from all over the world in my department. And I hardly ever speak Dutch at my job. The main language there is English. So that is a little different than maybe most people, unless, well, you are English. Then I think that's rather common. But most people in the Netherlands, or maybe in Germany or something. Oh crap! Let's try not to die. They usually don't have that, but if you're working in IT, it's not too uncommon that is the case. So I work with like a lot of people from India, for example, and although they have many languages in India, the main language, especially of, let's say, the Indian people that are more educated, and thus are the people that are coming here to do programming and stuff. Their English is very good, but also, well, it's the Indian English, right? The Indian English is a little different than, let's say, the British or American English, but it's still English. Yeah, tech English as well. But also accent-wise, I mean. And just the way that they, well, the way certain words are used and stuff, like it's used from an Indian perspective, let's say. It's a little different, but it's like not much different. Dude, I once was in a phase in school where I played so much WoW that I actually used internet terms in tests. Yeah. I did that too. I remember one specific sentence. Brittany got bored and decided to go AFK. The context was that she left the club. Yeah. The funny thing is, if I would use that term now in like a presentation or something, and we're at like this giant IT department basically, right? Almost everybody would understand it, apart from some people who are just like randomly there from the business, you know. They would be like, what? But going AFK has become such a regular term that I'm pretty sure that wouldn't be an issue actually. And my teacher actually knew WoW and gaming, so she knew the term. That's the best. Yeah, World of Warcraft, one of the best games ever made, and I can also confidently say that it ruined at least 3 years of my life, including a relationship that I had at the time. But, you know, those things happen, I suppose. But I was playing way too much WoW. Like, way too much WoW. Yeah, it's, you know, I was also I was like, well, when I lost that relationship, I was probably like 23, I think. But that was fine, in the sense that it would have probably happened otherwise as well, but then a little later. So it wasn't the main reason, but it surely didn't help. But I would say it was one of the main reasons that I really got behind, like in school and stuff. Like I skipped so many lessons and did so many things just to farm like potions for the raids and things like that. Like it was pretty bad in that sense. She once brought a WoW magazine to class and she asked if anybody knew it. I was the only one, really. And then I had to describe the game in front of the whole class. That was the most awkward thing in English. Good thing it turned out okay in the end. Yeah, no, it did. And to be honest, I never really doubted that. It was just like, I'm not necessarily someone who's doing very well in like a school, or mainly in school. So yeah, that just didn't really necessarily work all that well, but you know, turned out pretty okay in the end, for sure. 4 achievement, 4 intelligence, 117 fire protection. 6 achievement. How much achievement can you get? Tier 4. Oh, it's only tier 4? Oh, you can get more. I'm lucky that I never had to learn stuff. I always paid attention in school, so I knew everything for exams just from listening. Yeah. Yeah, so I wasn't, I mean, even before I played WoW, I wasn't also like not necessarily a particularly good student either. So yeah, that didn't help. And by that I meant like, you know, I was just cracking jokes all the time and just messing around all the time. Never really all that serious. Like later in life, I was much more of like a serious person, but back in especially middle school, we were just like messing around constantly. It was terrible. classes in school. I didn't LARP in school for your information. Same, I want solo classes, but teachers always want that social bit by building groups. Yeah. Group projects. Oh. Yeah. That was also bad. I mean, despite what you might think, I generally had a decent time at school. But not because of school. Just because, you know, I was having fun with the people that were there. Okay. Let's think about this a little bit. So what can we put on this relic that's good? It's got a plus 22% critical strike multiplier. That is good in itself. Group projects don't want to get in religion this stream. But we had religion class since it was at a Catholic school. I don't believe. And we once had to make a group project about the Islam. Alright. I was in full atheist group. And we just worked with science. I think I have to say that the teacher was not happy in the end. I mean, she should be if you just, you know, turn this into a basically, well, how should I say it? If you just describe, you know, what the religion, let's say, is about, or how it came to be, or like whatever, that should be fine, right? You'd think. Alright, we need to... What do we want, really? Like, necrotic damage. For sure. Right? This is a prefix. Okay, so we'd have necrotic damage on this thing. That should be good. And what else do we want? Something with melee? Doesn't exist. How about attack speed? Doesn't exist. No, she was a fanatic. Ah, she was an extreme Catholic and her husband a Muslim. Oh, really? That's also interesting. If you're an extreme Catholic and then you marry a Muslim. Depends on how extreme you are, but, you know. Yeah, I think that's interesting too. Okay, so necrotic damage. That has to be good. And then what else? What else do I want over here? Probably intelligence as another prefix. And then what exactly? Because I don't care too much about the elemental protection. Then I need a suffix. What's a decent suffix here? Health? Armor, maybe? My armor isn't all that high. Maybe that's not a bad one. Probably armor. Okay, so... let's go with the crit. How about crit? We could go with critical strike chance and critical strike multiplier. But it's strike. Does that work with melee? Yeah, it should, right? Yes, I thought that as well, but I think they're now divorced, yeah. Of course, I don't know the reasoning, but I don't care. I don't like it, though. She once gave me detention for criticizing religion. That's so bad. You're also from Germany. I see. So... we lost our expert in the chat, eh? But I'm not too sure if these actually do apply to my weapon, but I think they do. Man, I thought for sure you were American? Really? Yeah, I reported it to school. Since it was the first time something like that happened, she got away with it. But still, I'm so pissed. Yeah, I can see why. Okay, I think we'll go with the multiplier, just because we have that, and then we go with the necrotic damage, right? As the prefix. Yeah, because I think the multiplier has to be better than just pure intelligence, but I'm not even sure. Maybe not. Maybe go with necrotic and int. Yes, let's do that. Necrotic damage increased. Okay. Glyph of stability. Forge. Forge. Let's see. Alright, good. Tier 3. Then. Intelligence. Glyph of the Guardian. 1, 2, 3. And then the suffix was armor, right? Didn't we say suffix armor? I think so. Yeah. We could do a health regen, but I think armor's good. I would love to go back and have a real conversation about religion with her. Yeah, I would come prepared with facts. She would probably explode. But the thing is, like, that is just... if the... there are, let's say, a certain amount of religious people. I don't think it's that as large as everybody believes, but there are certainly an amount of them that are so religious and let's say so fanatic in their beliefs and in their in the way that they perceive the world, that their like reasoning is completely beyond them. You cannot reason with them. It's like trying to reason with President Trump. That is not a reasonable guy, right? It has no... there's more politicians like this. We have a few too. Like, you can't reason with them. They just spread lies. They twist the facts just for their own gains. It doesn't matter if you would come there with facts, because obviously the facts have no impact on her. Otherwise, it would have probably been, you could still be religious, but at least acknowledge the fact that, well, the world is, what is it? Like 65 or something million years old, right? Which doesn't ruin religion per se. I don't think. It could still, that could still be a thing, but it definitely provides it with a bit of nuance, I would think. Okay, armor. I think we're gonna gamble first with the necrotic damage, to be honest. 19%. Alright. How about intelligence? 24%. Oh, wait. This one. 24%. Elemental protection. 19. Armor. 14. 24%. 25%. Fractured. Okay. Not horrible though. Let's see what happens. So we're losing 20% crit chance, but we're gaining a lot of base damage, I feel, and a crit multiplier instead. It's okay. Should be good. Let's just see how it does. And let's... Are we sharding this? Yeah, we're probably sharding this. There. Attunement and health are super high for this one. But we're still good. And then that one for the necrotic damage, I suppose. There we go. All right, let's try. Okay, and the skills, of course. So this is gone back to full. Here we're going over there, I feel. Just like that. We'll take 2 of these and then... I don't know. that they travel faster and further, I suppose. And here, there. Okay. Oh, we still have the chest. Hello. Anything good? Movement speed 5, intelligence. Not bad. Okay, let's craft a bit more. It's already tier 4. We want definitely movement speed on these things. There we go. And then what exactly else do we want? So that's a suffix. Well, let's try that. Let's try that to tier 3, I think. Okay. Good. How much movement speed do D have? Oh, 30%. I will be slower. 8% slower unless I start risking more. So what's left here? What else can we do? Something that does damage. We can do the glancing. That's all. We'll probably do the glancing with health. And then what suffix are we taking? Maybe poison protection, is that one? Yeah, here. Some poison protection would be bad. We could do health and armor or anything else, but I feel that that might be good enough. Yeah, should be good. Poison protection. Alright, so here we're getting into more interesting territory. I prefer the movement speed actually over anything else. What does this thing further have? Yeah, just flat health. I don't think the health is all that important. Okay, tier 4 movement speed. 17%. How about the poison protection? 14%. 24. Intelligence 25. 24 of the glancing blow as well. Okay. We're still relatively lucky. The chance of this item breaking is starting to ramp up significantly. And it can also be fractured, so that's just bad. How about if we do this? Yeah, it seems much more like nuanced almost. They're not very good boots per se. Like these Scholars Brigandine boots are much better in terms of base stats. So that's maybe a small oversight, but apart from that, it's pretty good. It's got the health, the receive the glancing blow thing. If we do our stats, here you see the protections that we have at our current level. So they're waning, but you know, chance to receive glancing blow 20%. I think under normal circumstances that should maybe be much higher, but I haven't gone into that part of the game too much, to be honest. So I just don't really know. Okay. So, let's go for another round here and see how much damage we do now. It should be, I think, quite a bit more, and also we should attack a bit faster once again. Yeah, we're getting close to like 4k crits here. Okay, we are have 4,700 crits.
It eludes me.
Yeah. That works pretty well. This guy keeps chasing me. Game doesn't like it, so many minions. And then probably also a bunch of skulls. We also crit so often. That's insane, right? But we also can stay in Lich like forever almost, it seems. Because we're just leeching so much damage. Okay, yeah. That was the end of that, but yeah, like a hot knife through butter, exactly like that. So smooth. That's basically asking for like an insta kill from some random enemy if you start saying those kind of things, but it's true though, like it's really smooth. We can go back into Lich. Yeah, a little jinx, yeah, for sure, right? Yeah, oh, this is the best build. One shot. No, but I do think it's pretty cool because I'm not, you know, I'm not some like huge, let's say, a theory crafter or anything. I much more am someone who is just enjoying the game and looking at the theory, sure, but well, not to an extensive amount, I would say. And this is a game that I've only played probably now for around 60 hours. And just for an action RPG and with all those mechanics involved, this is not an awful lot. 60 hours. And if you take, let's say, Path of Exile, there would be no way that I would be able to come up with a build that would work in 60 hours. You know, it's not entirely my own creation, or I'm not claiming that either. But, you know, we did some changes today, and I'm quite happy with where this build currently is. And it seems to be very viable. And I think it's a testament to this game that just by reading the descriptions and figuring out like, okay, what do these skill specializations actually do? And by testing out a little bit, like we did for the last, you know, 2-ish hours, that you can create a build that does this. And I really like that. Now, we're not invincible or anything. Why does this guy keep respawning? I mean, it says so in the tooltip, respawns after 2 seconds, but it seemed like to respawn so many times. Okay, let's just do this. Computer dying. Okay. Well, we broke the game, but apart from that, it works pretty well. Who's gonna die first, the boss or my computer? Well, it's not my computer that has the issue, by the way. Like, it is just the optimization of the game. That was a close race, yeah. Like, my computer is it's a very good computer, actually. So, I refuse to believe that my computer can't handle that. It's the game, guys. Just so you know. I think we're pretty much done with the level 2. Is there anything here? Oh, a chest. Okay. I'll take it. Yeah, I think it's because of all the skulls. It's because of all the skulls whenever I block. Whenever I block, I have a chance to... Or whenever I get hit, basically, but I usually block as well. I have a chance to release all these little skulls. And they do a ton of... Like, they're all over the place, so they're frying the whole game. But yeah, it works. I mean, that is the conclusion. It basically works. We need just 2 more of these. So yeah, we're gonna spawn even more souls. Because it's just fun, right? Yeah, let's just sell everything. I don't think there's anything that I need anymore. Damage releases health, increased health leech. Okay, let's shard that one then, I suppose. Seems good. There. Yeah, let's do just do one more. Can also, you know what? Let's just try the arena actually. See how far we get in the arena. We got 5 keys anyway. And with the arena, it's just going to be like this constant stream of enemies, which should be good for the Lich build as well. The endless arena, which is actually endless, by the way. As long as you have a key, you can enter. And you get those keys from the chests at the end by doing the monolith. So there's a nice little bit of synergy there. Yeah, if I don't mark them for death, then they don't do much. And it mainly starts stuttering once the souls come out. You can just wait here at a portal. Everybody else is just gonna come to you. Well, unless they're ranged, I suppose, then they don't, but... Yeah, that's the main thing. Like, the souls. Like, the game doesn't really care if I, like, use my harvest... If I use my harvest attack and then just instantly, let's say, wipe a whole group of mobs, it doesn't care about that. But if I don't do anything here, that it doesn't necessarily like, right? I don't have to do anything. These things, by the way, are leeching health. So, I'm getting a lot of health back. It's so satisfying, yeah, right? It's a really fun build to play. This is a great wand, by the way. Yeah, you can just continue. You have two choices. Attempt harder waves, which is just the next 5 waves. Or leave and claim rewards. So, I actually always attempt harder waves. I don't think I've ever claimed rewards. Because I think I always died at some point. Whether it is like at level... or like wave 85 or something. Or something stupid like that. Yeah, and the idea is basically that after the stream, not directly after the stream, but probably somewhere this weekend, I'm going to be making a small guide about the build as well. Just because, you know, now I've played it for what, like 16 hours or something, like for 15, 16 hours or something. So now I would definitely feel comfortable actually saying something about a build like this, right? And you can shop here all the time, which is kind of nice too. Poison damage, necrotic damage. I can get more necrotic damage on my rings actually. I have no necrotic damage on my rings, I see. Interesting. That's for the next small casting upgrade, I suppose. Now it's gonna be a mess. We have all these skeletons. The first thing you hear is that the audio is gonna like mess up, and then the rest of the game's like slowly stops basically. That's the only downside. But, you know, there's a few too many calculations going on. Nah, we leech enough health to just stand there, basically. We're not even in lich form. We could be in lich form too. But now every time that these guys expire... like these little ghosts, I also get ward, which is super nice. Anything good here? And ward is basically like energy shield in Path of Exile. Yeah, we'll continue. And then you swap arenas a little bit as well, just to mix it up. So you're not playing constantly the same thing. Yeah, like the gauntlet, for example. Not like constantly the same thing. Because that's no fun. Right? This is a tough one. You know what? Let's go Lich. Oh, okay. Yeah, you can't be in those stomp attacks. Like you'll be dead basically. We gotta be a little bit more careful about those ones. Okay, let's go Lich again. Now, like that attack, that is a a problem. Oh, hello guys. A single bug comes flying in. Okay. We'll just pick up the yellow ones. They're still worth quite a bit, so you could just end up selling them, which is really not that bad. Increase damage over time. No. 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 Continue.
It eludes me.
But you can already see that, you know, from sometimes these guys start doing like significant damage to me as well. I'm not super tanky anymore. Like, I'm still quite tanky, but not like super tanky anymore. Yeah, the health drop. Yeah, so if I'm at a basically at a distance, right, and I'm not close to them, then yeah, we might get into issue there. But look how fast I'm attacking these days. It is crazy. It's because of the small ghosts. And they give me attack speed and they give me ward as well. Which is just too good, really. Is there more? Oh, hello guys. And until the end of the wave, it seems that I am just able to sustain myself long enough to basically spend an entire wave in Lich form. So an entire round, basically. 5 waves. You're like a farm harvester, harvesting the souls. Yes. That's exactly what we're trying to do. A rune of refinement. Okay. Yeah, so we're just gonna go into Lich at the start of the round. Oh, hello, guys. And then, you know, basically just wait over here, release a few souls, ramp up the attack speed. Looks badass when they come in with their hopes and dreams of slaying you and then just melting. Yeah, that's sort of what happens. But some of them die really fast. Yeah, these are the crits you do when you don't curse them, right? So if I don't curse them, I do roughly a third of the damage, I think. So you really want to keep those curses going, basically. Otherwise, you're losing out on so much damage. So I need to keep the curses up. Okay, we're completely back to where we were. I think the faster traveling souls are probably a decent last point to spend. Okay. Okay, so we got that back. %4 increased melee attack speed attunement. Nah. Okay. Next arena. This is also going pretty fast. Already wave 31. I've been doing this with my Beastmaster build as well, and I made it like to like level or wave 80 or something. But then it was, well, it was not as smooth as this. Now, obviously, watch me die, I suppose, but you know, I didn't do that much damage, and I really had like to struggle basically to survive. Whereas here, there's not really any issue, it seems. Yeah, but I had those minions, like those minions were running around everywhere, but they really didn't do an awful lot of damage. And in the meantime, I was just running around trying not to get hit, right? Because, well, these kind of guys, when you have basically just minions running around, but you don't really do any damage yourself, yeah, that can be quite challenging. Let's put it like that. That explosion just killed all the crates in here. Not bad. Increased armor, more armor and health regen. This is pretty good. Actually, if we would just slam a bunch of movement speed on it, it would really be not that bad. Yeah, but I want intelligence, to be honest. Man, he became a flashback. Yeah. Yeah, if you don't kill him in time, that's what happens. Yeah, and maybe we just get lucky with one of our yellow items that we're looting. Could be, you know. And you also have like this gap closer, which is really nice for the Lich. I mean, is it hard to get uniques? No, not at all. They're relatively common. I mean, I have an entire stash full of them after, well, let's say 60 hours of play. But the main thing about uniques is that they are more meant for, let's say, leveling almost. Like, you don't really have that many endgame uniques. Instead, you seem to have like a lot of uniques that are super useful when leveling. There also, most of them are low level, or at least the ones that I've found. And just to smoothen out, let's say, the leveling process a little bit. There's someone still coming, right? Oh, here. So it's a little different from, you know, like legendaries maybe in other games that are more like endgame legendaries. Here they're not endgame legendaries at all, it seems. So they have a specific purpose, which is to help you level. That's my view on it. And if you want good endgame items, you should craft them, which is why they have the whole crafting system. And the crafting system is really like an endgame system. It doesn't make too much sense to start crafting halfway through because you're leveling so fast. These items are going to be outdated. So I think for that purpose they have the uniques. And then later they have the crafting system in place. So I only have one unique item equipped still. And that is just because it gives me 80% increased necrotic damage, which I thought was a lot. But here, this is my stash, which is like full of unique items. These are all unique items. And I've been just saving them for whenever I start a new character. I can basically, after 10 levels or something, I just slam a bunch of uniques on them. And then the leveling is super smooth, right? Which is kind of a nice way, I think, of doing this and of designing this, because this is a shared stash. And yeah, you can see, for example, the required level here is level 24, and here 27. Here there is no required level. You can put this on a level 1 character. Level 13. This is more an high-end unique. Level 50. Level 20, level 7, level 15, level 33, level 10, level 26. Yeah, I'm a little hoarder, basically. But I think it's cool to have them in the stash, but they're relatively useless whenever you reach, let's say, level 50-ish. Then most of them are not that good anymore. So yeah, it's a little bit how they implemented the uniques and designed the uniques, and I think that's cool. By the way, I think it's a nice design philosophy to basically have it that way and implement it that way. It seems nice to me, at least. And it makes leveling also a lot more fun, because you know, like, okay, it's just a few more levels and then I can use this insane item, right? But at the end game, it's not going to be an insane item anymore. Okay. We're really smashing through those waves. Okay, let's sell, I think. Crit strike multiplier, no. I mean, I'm just checking if there is like anything that is super good about those yellow items, and if there's not, I'm just gonna sell everything. So we're gonna be playing a few more of these. Let's see how far we get, huh?
Feel my wrath.
At some point I probably should stop because of the rewards, right? I'm not sure if there are specific things that you can only, let's say, earn with doing arenas. But at the end, basically, there's a small chest waiting for you with a bunch of loot in it. You can definitely tell, like, these guys are becoming a bit more of a pain. And they're definitely becoming a bit more dangerous too. All those skeletons, yeah. Doesn't do much to me, the skeletons. But these guys, you know, those can be... if you look at my health bar, for example. But then I suppose the good thing is that I have so many of those souls that I keep regenerating. There, I managed yet again to just stay the entire wave in Lich form. Which is good. That's a good development. Throwing attack damage? No. Okay. Back to Lich. Where are you guys? There's some. I'm killing them faster than that they're basically spawning in. That's going to change at some point. And by that point I'm going to be overrun basically, but not yet. Increased cast speed, spell damage, increased free strength, chance to hit. It's so bad. Okay, attempt harder waves. Let's get into the Lich. There we go. Ooh. Huh. That was a lot of damage. Yeah, we also keep on leveling. And I basically keep investing points in like raw intelligence. Which is just base necrotic damage for my abilities. Which in turn does a lot of damage for my harvest attack, which you basically see over there. Oh, you're here? Nah, we don't want to be caught in that blast wave, I don't think. It's getting a bit more hectic, eh? I still feel that we're doing pretty much fine. So if I kill them fast enough, right, they don't explode. I'm not totally sure what a good way is to stop. Like, not totally sure when you should stop these, but so far seems to be doing pretty well. I wonder what happens if you take like a two-handed weapon instead. We're just gonna go full out on the intelligence. Attempt harder waves. Let's just see how far we get, guys. Wave 61.
Feel my wrath.
Yeah, and I'm going to start in the Lich again, of course. Let's summon the minions. And this is why I like having multiple of those hungering souls everywhere, basically. Because it just does so much for your, let's say, ranged damage. All of these guys are spawning and they're like little heat seekers, basically. Little rockets growing all over the place. And then if there's a bunch of casters in the background, at least I'm sending down all these skulls, which is kind of good. There's the, yeah, those bears, they do so much damage. Oh, hello. Yeah, these are going to explode, but we won't let them. Yeah, now I'm not a Lich anymore. So now we need to be a little bit more careful. For especially a bunch of archers, yeah. Okay. You've been slain by bow attack from an Imperial Scout. It was good, right? It was fun. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not very tanky. If I'm not in Lich form, I'm in my regular form, and then I can still get one shot by a bunch of archers. Yeah, swoosh, 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 swoosh. Yeah, exactly. That's okay. That's okay. I'm pretty happy with the build. Like, this is looking very, very decent. I'm just wondering if there's anything that I would still change, but not much. I mean, I'd get another belt because this still has damage over time and it should just have like necrotic damage or something. But the damage leash has health, that's just good. Some elemental protection. Yeah, and the stats are good too. Mostly speaking, but my armor is the biggest issue, I suppose. Like it doesn't block a whole lot of damage anymore. That was awesome. Yeah, it was nice, right? I think that was pretty cool. And here you see the necrotic damage. Like my camera is a little bit in the way, but 314%. Is that crit? Melee crit chance. 9% only, but that's not correct. There's no way. I'm critting way more than just 90%. 9%. Oh, GF shoots. I could go to sleep. Might as well listen while I still breathe. Yeah. I'm also gonna quit the stream. I mean, we achieved the goal. We improved this guy an awful lot. We're level 68. We're doing really a lot, really a large amount of damage. So I'm happy with how this went. And yeah, guys. So it's gonna be a bit of a shorter stream than regular, I suppose, but it's fine. Thanks so much for being here. Yeah, they melted. Yeah, they did melt. I will be back at least on Friday, but there is a chance, I will call it a chance, that I'll be streaming tomorrow as well. And then I will be streaming an indie game. I have got a review key of an indie game. It got released yesterday. And I played it for like 10 minutes and it's super fun. And I think it can be super fun on stream too. It is a game I'll just show you tomorrow. It is a bit of like a Terraria, but then with combat and like randomly generated events, and you're a flying witch. Pixel art. It looks great. It's extremely brutal as well. Like I'm gonna die an awful lot. I won't say it now. I'll just see you guys tomorrow if I decide to stream it, which basically depends on my job. Depends how long I'll have to work for tomorrow. So yeah, guys, see you soon, and at least on Friday we'll be playing a Necromancer. Thanks so much for watching, and bye bye.